Zing, Kate Casey.
Hi, welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. And this is your What to Watch episode for October 13th through October 30th. Now, first I have to tell you, last week's episodes I was so excited about, and I hope that you took the time to click on the subscribe button and leave a 5-star review, but also to join the Facebook group, Reality Life with Kate Casey, and to get the bonus podcast episodes because I've got great behind the scenes stories. I'm so thrilled to bring to you a bunch of new stuff for you to watch this week. And so let's get to the list. Now, first thing I have to tell you is if you are jonesing for some more sports stories, right out of the gate, I've got something great for you. Starting 5 is such a fun series on Netflix, and it goes behind the scenes of 5 NBA players. So you're going to love this season. And this week, I've got the director with me to talk about them. You've got Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, Kevin Durant, Phoenix Suns. You have Shai, SGA from Oklahoma City Thunder, Tyrese from Indiana Pacers, and James Harden from Los Angeles Clippers. Now, if you're an astute Kardashian observer, you will remember that Khloe dated James Harden for a hot minute. So for James this season, as a veteran, his adjustment and performance in the later stage of his career will be featured. Tyrese, his leadership, his injury, a torn Achilles, and the Pacers story will be part of his arc that you will watch this season. Now, SGA's MVP and title run season with Oklahoma City is a huge showstopper, you got to watch kind of moment. Then Kevin Durant, his season examines a turbulent season in Phoenix and his role. He, again, is a seasoned veteran and has just great stories and such a different way of looking at the sport of basketball, much different from some other players that you hear reflecting on their careers. The way he thinks about body movement, it's almost like basketball's like ballet. And then Jaylen Brown comes off of a championship. His journey in defending it will be part of the narrative that you will see this season. So I got to tell you, it is such fun to watch. And even if you're not a total basketball person, like you're not watching every NBA game, you will still absolutely love watching this season. And Peter Skalatar, who is the director, is back with me. He did season 1, and you will hear his interview with me this week. This is an absolute must watch. In fact, if you're around people that love basketball, throw them this. Say, we're going to watch Starting 5 this season. They're going to be like, wait, who are you? What's been happening? What's going on? It's a good one. I'm telling you, especially if you have kids, this is a totally easy one for them to watch that you can feel good about it. Like I said about Saquon last week, the Amazon Prime doc, these are really featuring athletes that are showcasing the hard work, the perseverance that it requires to be at an elite level. And I think it's really important in this day and age where we live, where everything is about creating your own persona and all the hype and a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's really important, I think, for kids to watch these sort of stories to see how long it takes for someone to make it that far and really what it requires. So I think you're going to love it. Starting 5 on Netflix. It begins October 16th. Now, if you love music, I wanted to tell you about this one. It's called The Road. Now, this is a little bit more country music driven, but even though I can't stand country music, it's not like I kind of tune out for most of these artists on the radio. I love the idea of this show, and it reminds me of some of the stuff that I've done before, like the Songwriter one on Netflix. This one showcases 12 musicians that are going to open for Keith Urban and compete to win over local fan bases to secure a spot in the next city and remain on the tour. By the way, poor guy, he's going through a divorce and he has to do a media tour for this show. But the show starts with these 12 emerging musicians. They compete to be the opening acts for Keith at venues across the U.S. So, of course, he's the headliner superstar with whom the competition revolves. Gretchen Wilson acts as the tour manager in the series. The competition includes performing in real venues with real audiences, not just audio or studio settings. After the performances, decisions about who advances are made by a combination of Keith Urban, Gretchen Wilson, and then their executive producers like Blake Shelton, Taylor Sheridan, their guest country stars, and the live audience. Contestants are eliminated city by city each time with tour moves and fewer participants remain. So if you like the business of music, which I kind of find more fascinating, you're going to like it. And if you love country music, this is right up your alley. It's called The Road, and it's on CBS October 19th, and then it'll be every Sunday at 9. If you're looking for some interesting docs to watch, I have a couple for you. POV, A Mother Apart is on PBS on October 13th. Enters Stacey Ann Chin, a woman who embodies multiple complex identities. Poet, activist, lesbian, Jamaican-American mother, but the most complicated of all is daughter. Abandoned by her mother as a child, Stacey Ann has been seeking her out for decades, traveling the globe in a one-sided attempt to forge a meaningful bond with the woman who brought her into the world. So now, as the sole parent of a 9-year-old by the name of Zuri, she wrestles with this all-consuming dilemma: how to mother a daughter when your own mother has been largely absent. And I think a lot of people will probably understand that story. It resonates with them. So it's called POV, A Mother Apart on PBS, October 13th. Then American Masters, Marlee Matlin, Not Alone Anymore. You can follow Marlee Matlin's life from her own perspective, starting with her childhood in Illinois and through her growing stardom, including her turbulent relationship with co-star William Hurt and her struggle to overcome addiction. The film features never-before-seen home video from her longtime interpreter and producing partner Jack Geeson, showing her on the sets of some of her most notable work, including the hit series Seinfeld. So you can watch that. I know it was in theaters before, but now you can watch it on PBS on Tuesday, October 14th at 9. For sports, you can watch Eli Manning Presents The Undercovers, Justin Jefferson. This is on Prime Video. I got to say, Prime Video is doing a lot of great sports stuff. So this is out October 16th. 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning sends Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson undercover as a nature photographer to get the inside scoop on the fast-growing sport of flag football. Now, I don't know about you guys, but where I live, it's crazy. Like, everyone's going crazy for flag football for girls. From the Olympics to its new status as a women's college sport, he's going to learn why flag football is everywhere these days. So you can watch that on Prime Video Thursday, October 16th, if you've got young girls at home, especially, who are beginning to be part of these flag football teams. I'm telling you, it's the new thing to go to college for now. Forget rowing, sailing, fencing. Give me a break. Maybe still fencing. But flag football is going to be the next big, huge thing. So I think that if you're somebody who loves to watch the business of sports especially, you're going to really enjoy watching that. Now, you want some true crime. You're like, I'm jonesing for something that just scares the crap out of me. The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix. Using body cam footage from dozens of police visits, it focuses on a tight-knit community navigating one neighbor's relentless harassment. But her hostility takes a sinister turn when it escalates into a fatal crime. Now, some of you are like, yeah, I've got some crazy neighbors, but here's the deal. So it delves into the real-life case from June 2nd, 2023 in Ocala, Florida, where AJ Chantrell Owens was shot and killed by her neighbor, Susan Lawrence, through a locked door. The film reconstructs the events leading to that tragedy by primarily using body cam footage from the police. So the police body cam footage, 911 calls, surveillance material, and existing official documents, rather than relying on voiceovers or retrospective narration. The narrative is less about sensationalism and more about showing how tensions over neighborly disputes, so noise, harassment, perceived encroachments, escalated over time into fatal violence. The central theme is, of course, how the stand your ground law in Florida was invoked in the aftermath of the shooting. And Susan tries to justify her actions as self-defense. But the film also raises questions about race, fear, community polarization, surveillance, and the limits of law enforcement in neighborhood conflicts. And because the film's storytelling is primarily found via footage, it places you in the moment, forcing you to grapple with ambiguity, perception, and the cumulative weight of past incidents. So it's a head scratcher, it's a conversation starter, and it is the true crime thing I think you're going to want to watch this week. It's called The Perfect Neighbor, Netflix, October 17th. Now, a couple other things. Real Housewives of Miami, you're going to see the last part of that reunion. Real Housewives of Orange County, it's dwindling down to the end of the season, and you're going to see more fighting with the current cast members. Katie, Janela, as you know, kind of dipped out for episodes. Then you have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is in the early stages of the season. And what you're going to see in the next week or two is a surprising fracture in one of the cast members' marriages. And I think you're going to be shocked who it is. And I remind you to go back and to listen to my interview with the executive producer, Lisa Shannon, about the making of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Once you listen to that episode, I think a lot of the other pieces of the puzzle will kind of click together. And it actually probably would make the show a little bit more enjoyable because you're going to have such better context for where the women were when they started filming the show, how the show may have changed or changed them, and the toll it takes when you film a show like this for the cast. Okay, and then most importantly, the Love is Blind episodes. You're going to see episodes 10 to 11. So as you know, in this group of episodes, couples are dealing with conflict. Their partners are facing growing friction over issues like, okay, are we attracted to each other? The expectations, like what do you expect from this relationship and of me? The communication problems that, of course, will continue to happen. And then the family and the friend reactions. Then you've got doubts and second guessing. Some of the contestants begin to wonder whether the emotional bond forged in the ponds is really enough to sustain real world challenges. In other words, once we leave this apartment and we go back to your place or my place or a new place, is there any place for you to be in the rest of my life? Preparations for the weddings. You go dress shopping, the wedding planning, logistics, the emotional readiness becoming focal moments, which is like everyone's going to come and support me as I put my wedding dress on or I put my tux on. But am I going to be completely honest with them and with myself about the decision that I'm about to make? And wondering, did they have previous conversations with each other and with their family about the fact that they may not say, yes, I want to marry you? And then the last attempts to repair or break the bond. So you're going to see conversations that sometimes feel heartfelt, the inevitable breakups, and the decision to move forward despite misgivings. And then, of course, there's always cliffhangers, and we love those. So it's going to be, one of those episodes, the episode 11, where there's going to be a dramatic high note, low note, tension, etc., all that stuff as we move into the finale. So you can watch that, binge them, I recommend, on Netflix. And you have to listen to the reviews that I do with Krista Rosa because buckle up, we are fired up about this season. Got to tell you, I was like, this is kind of dreary. I don't know. They all kind of look like long in the face and in the attitude, worn down. Everyone seemed worn down in the beginning. And then as time goes on, you're like, I didn't expect that. That's a turn. What? Who is this? What's going on? So I highly recommend. Okay. Make sure that you are subscribed to this podcast. Very important for pod metrics, and also that you are getting access to this What to Watch list. So you can listen to this episode every Monday, which is easy for you as you go about your day. But also you want to go to katecasey.substack.com so you can look through that list and the descriptions and make your own checklists. Then I want to make sure that you check out the bonus podcast episodes on Apple Podcast and on Patreon, patreon.com/Katecasey. And the Facebook group is fantastic. You're going to meet a lot of funny, cool people. And every day, something comes up in pop culture and you're like, God, I wish I had someone to talk to about this. Well, we're there. We are sharing stories, talking about our insight into different stories that are going on in the news. I'm telling you, just jump in there. Reality Life with Kate Casey. And then lastly, make sure that you're following me on social media. And that is very important too. So you can follow me on Instagram at @KatecaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at @Katecasey. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I hope that you join me the rest of the week and tell the people in your life about me. Go, I have this really great friend. Her name's Kate Casey. And I can tell you, the best thing is I chat with her on Mondays, and next thing you know, I've got a lot of stuff to watch. And it's going to start some great conversations in your community, in your house, at your work, on text chain with people that you only talk to over the text. It's going to be a good week. Check back tomorrow for an all-new episode.